Well, hey, you're here. You've made it. Hoorah! And where is here, you may ask? This, of course, is a MindGriller Server. And I'm Gravity, and that's Cow. Now, just before we started the episode, Cow had suggested off camera that once more I missed his birthday again this year. Now, I'm not one to even stomach the suggestion that I would forget his birthday. I would never. Nonetheless, and merely as a means of confirmation, I know someone smart who can conduct a casual investigation. And investigating our friends is not something that only Housewives cast members do. Let's see, when were cows added to Minecraft/AIGF?
Cows were introduced to Minecraft in the alpha version 1.08 of the Java edition, which was released on July 23, 2010.
Now wait a cotton-picking minute, the most clever among you, and that means both of you may have caught a suggestion of Cow's date of birth. And those of you who are proficient in the art of subtraction will have surmised that Cow is in fact the eldest among us. Now that is not to say, Cow, that you don't have the sporty vigor and zest of a young Yvonne Lendl, only because you don't. I will, inasmuch as hitherto and so forth, say, with all the heartfelt sincerity that I can muster, happy birthday, my friend. Well, now I feel all warm and fuzzy. And Cow, if you had cockles, I'm sure you would also feel significantly warm and toasty. Let us proceed. Now, and anyways, today is, notwithstanding aforementioned events, also a special day for other reasons. At the tippy top of my to-do list, as you might imagine, is a very special action item. Those of you who saw our last spine-tingling episode, and that means both of you, will know that we caught a glimpse of a map, which was a map of, well, this place. And on said map was also an orange arrow. And such arrow pointed to, well, somewhere around here. And our mission today, such that it is to determine precisely the location to which that ominously spooky arrow points. Okay, now, by means of deductive reasoning, my big brain and Cow's, fortitude, Cow and I have, through the process of elimination, which is a means of drawing preliminary conclusions, eliminated the interiors of buildings and the surrounding forest, which of course leaves the lava refinery, all the labyrinthine minecart tracks, the secret tunnels underground, and well, these smokestacks. So today, I thought we would begin by seeing what we can see by peering down into one of the smokestacks. You will excuse me while I nom nom nom. Speaking of nomming, if you remember back a few episodes, the most clever among you may have noticed something in the background. Now, I believe it's over here somewhere. There's a dusty old factory. Now I have to be careful I don't get dive bombed by a creeper or something. Now, here's the doorway I was speaking of, and inside is the base of the smokestack. I hope it's not booby-trapped. Wow, look. It goes way up there, and there's a dilapidated old ladder. Well, now, have scaffolding will travel, and by that I mean in this case, we'll ascend a likely booby-trapped smokestack. Now the steep ascent reminds me that earlier today, Cow and I, as we are often wont to do, began our day by watching a Minecraft video on YouTube. Cow and I were recommended a video by YouTube's all-knowing and all-powerful algorithm. This is the first time YouTube has ever recommended this creator to us, so we were quite excited. The video is by Crafty Masterman. Parenthetically, giggle. Have I put on weight? Now it seems like this is quite a tight squeeze. Look up there, it's the bottom of a campfire. Now that certainly can be a booby trap. I believe it's quite easy with an observer to tell if someone has put out the campfire. Now I must have put on weight. I can't seem to squeeze through. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. And the title of his video is Every Stolen Redstone Build on the Dream SMP. Cow guessed, and then I guessed also. This video was streamed a couple days ago. Now I'm gonna have to go back up by Cow. I'm sure he's gonna be gloating when he learns that my idea, which was to enter the smokestack from the bottom, turned out to be a bust. Now, I'm not one to avoid taking a licking when it's well deserved. Parenthetically, have you ever seen the size of a cow tongue? Yikes. Well, I don't think that skeleton saw me. And now, once again, where was I? Oh, right. In this video, after an interminable starting soon screen, Crafty Master Man mentions that Dream made the SMP World download available. It was an incomprehensible 20 gigabyte size file. This will become slightly significant in that he claims that Dream didn't prune a single chunk. Well, okay now.
Yeah, no, Cow, you were right and I was wrong. I'm going to have to enter the smokestack from the top.
Now, Cow, did you hear something? Me neither. And now back to our program already in progress. It appears the purpose of the video was to point out alleged use of uncredited redstone builds in the Dream SMP, which includes things like a 7x7 door and the Las Nevadas Casino. And I will say, Crafty Masterman came with receipts. He showed you something and he said, this is why it's likely stolen. And then he went and showed you the video where it came from. Cow and I were quite aghast. Now it appears the main target of this video was not Dream himself, but rather someone called Awesome Man. And he was also poking around and found some evidence that maybe everything wasn't really built in vanilla, but rather was built off stream, and perhaps while watching a tutorial. Now there was something about a big prison, which was built with a lot of obsidian, but his player statistics tell a different story in that there's a whole lot more obsidian than what his statistics say that he placed. And there's something about an unusual observer line linked to a concealed door, and an observer detecting bed breaking, and something about a secret door, all of which help cast doubt upon its originality. And then, as it would turn out, the door matches RKF Walter's tutorial, confirming it as uncredited. And herein we enter the crux of the issue. On one hand, uncredited builds can erode trust, emphasizing the need for originality and ethical practices. And on the other hand, is stealing from the hard work and ingenuity of other creators, which denies them the increased viewership that they would likely deserve. And as Cal rightly points out, there are no friends among thieves. Shout out to Savaris _. And here I am referring to a post by Savaris on Twitter. A hermit copied my copper golem build I posted on Instagram and didn't give any credit. Whilst it is cool to see my build on Hermitcraft without credit, it makes me feel like not sharing my builds on the internet again. Now, let's not get me started, but while I'm thinking about it, maybe I should build a house for Halloween. Anyways. Now, Cal, the thought of candy corn, little boys under sheets, and knobs on witches' noses reminds me. This episode is brought to you by the kind people at Riri's Cookie Cutter Clumps. Riri's Cookie Cutter Clumps, the breakfast of misanthropes. Now, Cal, it appears to me that there's nothing at the top of this smokestack, but I do have an idea, and that is I'm gonna descend down to ground level, walk through the old dusty factory, and then scaffold up the other side so I can take a better look at the other smokestack. I have to be careful. This neighborhood is chock-a-block full of zombies. Did you hear that? It sounds a little bit like someone's making popcorn. It must be these guys. Now, I don't have very many clever quips to shout at these zombies, but I do know someone smart we can ask. Give me your best edgy zombie insult /AIGF.
If you were any more of a zombie stereotype, you'd be trending on Twitter for all the wrong reasons.
Now AI is clearly not an infallible source. That one was less Lenny Bruce and more a dad joke at a funeral. Now, if I may say to the cleverest among you, it may not come as much of a surprise that AI is not quite capable of making stellar jokes. Funniness is inherently complex and subjective. It involves context, including touchy topics like cultural references, gender perspectives, lived experiences, biases, prejudices, and emotional nuances that AI struggles to grasp. Not too long ago and not too far away, someone named Jerry Seinfeld, Ask Your Pappy, was perceived to be moaning about how difficult it is for comedians to be funny, as was once possible in the past. Jerry, he of the "Did you ever notice dad joke" meme fame, well before there were memes, expressed concerns about the current state of comedy. Do you smell burnt toast? Now what the humpback pachyderm is this? There's a blaze shooting fireballs at me, and the server has fire tick on. Now I just took a shot straight to the face. My beard's on fire. Oh, I hope I don't die. Okay, let's relax and take a breath. Okay, now I don't think that guy can see me down here. But unfortunately, I seem to have run out of scaffolding. Now, as the angle increases, he's going to be able to see me, so I'm going to have to move quickly. Now in the inimitable words of Foxy No Tail, run away. Now I think I can jump to the scout. Oh. Well, hey, good morning. Do you ever have dreams that you can't remember? I have them all the time. Even when I was young, I couldn't remember my dreams. I don't know why that is. Now, for some reason, my mind seems to be preoccupied with vetting visions from a farm in Kansas. Now someone named Elaine was there. She of the greatest dancer of all time fame and daughter of a billionaire. And she's hitting a clown who was blah, blah, blahing about political correctness as a limitation. And in the corner was an outdated stand-up calendar. And then the dancer gracefully angle snapped over some offensive tropes as cleverly coded insults. And who else was there? And there were thieves dressed in red, hiding behind some stones and huge girthy smokestacks. Do Freudians still walk among us? Inquiring minds want to know. And then there was a handsome leading man with an orange mohawk and a 30-inch waist and a 34-inch neck. Just saying. And then there was a brave leap and a whimpering, pathetic, comically non-heroic fall from previously impervious heights. Anyways, inasmuch as and so forth, I have no idea why these things are coming to mind. Oh, and here comes another one. Sigmund? Sigmund the sea monster. Okay. The most perceptive among you will know. Our minds are wondrous graveyards of unlived thoughts. And did you ever notice dad jokes from the 80s? Anyways, with that being said, and due to Cal's bone-chilling separation anxiety, sadly it's time to say our goodbyes. Goodbye, so long, see you later. Hasta la vista, baby. Totsiens, totso.